Have you ever wanted to become a god, a deity, an otherworldly being among men? Well, do I have a treat for you. I review Tristan Tate's God Mode, so you don't have to. And I don't have as much hate for Tristan as I do for Andrew Tate, mainly because of the damage Andrew Tate has caused people by being a toxic mole rat. They're both relatively scummy, but much like Infinity, there's different speeds to Infinity. Just because both are bad doesn't mean they are both equally bad. So keep that in mind as we go through this. My stance is, I don't like people who make the world a worse place for their own benefit. Fair policy, right? Not as good a policy as a proper spaghetti policy, but don't you think that's a suitable policy? Anyways, I checked out God Mode and I'm gonna give you my hearty, fightiest opinion on it. All of this for booty, huh? Well, for the people that are willing to pay for the course, it's for booty, really, for them. But for the Tates, it's money. Really shitty, scummy money. And I'm gonna break this down in segments so I can focus on things particularly. But remember, you don't have to do any of this. You can be an anime protagonist and say, I don't need any of these vile tactics, but keep in mind, you do not have to be a shitbag with any of these tactics. It's just, you make it your own. You make it your own, like, quilt or something like that. You take bits and pieces, you're like, oh, that's a good idea. Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, that's a good idea. Now, this doesn't mean go straight to trafficking.org and place your order for like 700 people to destroy their lives. No, I'm not saying to do that at all. Just bits and pieces that you could use ethically. So first off, you need to decide what your goals is. Much like how apps like Bumble and Hinge and Tinder ask you what you want to do before giving you nothing that you want, unless you're number one, shallow, or number two, lucky enough to look like an Abercrombie and Fitch mannequin made out of PVC and candle wax. But decide what you want first. Do you just want to have fun, quote unquote? Do you want to mess around? Do you want to make friends? Do you want to have lifelong people? Do you want to have quality friends? Do you want to have quality relationships? Are you just like playing in the garden, or how's it looking exactly? It's really up to you to decide how you want to do it. Because for these guys, it's really not about building healthy, I say really, but really it's not at all. It's not about building healthy relationships with them at all. It's about variety and maybe trafficking, allegedly, expert fuckboy strategies. But this doesn't have to be just for that. If you don't want it to be, really, you don't have to do it at all. You can go home and play video games, maybe plant some trees, find a spot where you and a mutual have interest with something and, build off of that. Who knows? All right, enough disclaimers. Let's get into it. One of the things that he mentioned is time management. No matter what time management, for the most part, unless you're just winning at life from as soon as you popped out of the birth canal, time management is wildly important. We all got a countdown clock, got that death note clock ticking time over our heads. It's kind of horrifying to think about that. Ooh, sorry, I'm gonna fuck around and give all of us a panic attack. But one of the things that he mentioned is don't spend time unless you really want to. Like, don't feel obligated to. The next thing is online dating. Online dating really can't be ignored. Instagram, as vapid as it is it's like a video thumbnail, a YouTube thumbnail. It's like a virtual showroom for a car that you're window shopping for. You know, when you're looking around on Netflix or Hulu or Tubi, or if you want like great value brand movies, or YouTube if you want like great value style content. You look at a thumbnail and say to yourself, hey, this looks good. Or, fuck it, I'll watch this. Or, hey, this looks like a dog swamp's ass and I never want to see this ever. Thumbnail, like what's on the surface? We don't know each other, so we go off of looks in general. That's just a fact of the matter. What he basically says is on Instagram, you want your pictures to look good. You want your follower count to be higher so they think, ooh, someone's in demand. Not all the time, but if you're on something as shallow as Instagram, it's not for business. You're probably shallow. Instagram is a LinkedIn profile, but for dating. In general, you want your pictures to look good. You want to be as fit as you possibly can. Like, show the better side. Don't be ashamed to use Photoshop, unfortunately. Don't catfish anybody. It's pretty fucked up. And it's fucked up to yourself, too. Just, at the risk of sounding like an after-school special, just be who you are. That way, you don't get any kind of like awkward situations when you actually run into them. Just look the way that you look. If they like it, great. If they don't, on to the next. But anyways, you want fitness. Fitness looks good. It's good for optics and increases your probability of getting what you want, whatever that may be. And guy, girl, really doesn't matter. Even someone who's phobic or of a particular gender type will think, well, looking kind of good. Check out those glutes. But yes, you want that looking right. Finances. Now, money facilitates fun. I think I like that term from him. It's actually like legit. Like one of my favorite quotes is like from Daniel Tosh, where he says, try frowning on a wave runner. It's kind of, can you imagine frowning on a wave runner? That shit's hard to do. But at the same time, this is something that he doesn't really mention, but I'm going to mention it for you. Finances really does facilitate fun, but at the same time, don't let people rob you blind. Don't let people take you for a ride. Like, yeah, it's going to be fun, but don't let people drain finances from you that don't have your interest at heart or anything or whatever. If they're just like using you or whatever the case may be, Don't let that happen. But it's not always about money as well. You can have fun and be yourself and chill. You can be engaging and creative. You can expand your horizons, but also be passionate about what you like as well. The next thing that he goes over is texting. A lot of this is really reasonable. You'll see this as it goes down. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, do not fucking log into trafficking.inc and be like, oh man, just because this review is useful and has some good shit in it, maybe I should listen to some other shit that they have to say. No, don't do that. Bad dog, I hit you with a fucking rolled up newspaper. Do not do that. Just because you're getting some delicious scrumptious honey from this hive don't mean these bees aren't gonna fuck around and sting you all at once. They definitely will. And on a side tangent, when they tell you some crazy ass shit aside from this little review that I'm doing, when shit goes south for you, who's gonna help you after that? Them motherfuckers aren't gonna help you. They're on to the next grift. You gonna call them crying, I trusted you, Tates. I loved it you. They be like, I'm sorry, who you, bitch? I'll probably block you because bad optics is bad for business, and everything to them is really about looks. They have a business to run. They only care about your feelings as far as how much they can actually use your feelings for marketing and to sell you more shit. Like I did a video before on this. They don't give a fuck about your feelings. They don't give a fuck about what you're going through. They could give two monkey squirrel shits about what you're dealing with in life. They just want to make a buck off of you. They show it through their actions. Anyways, back to texting. Like I said, a lot of it's very reasonable in this thing. Messaging when you want to, but don't leave them hanging is the addendum that I would add to that. What Tate says here is to just message when you want to, which I think is perfectly fine. Message when you want to, and even better when you mentally can do it, because sometimes you'll be going through some shit and be like, I'll have to just answer this later or something like that. You don't have to answer somebody back immediately. It's kind of nice to, but at the same time, don't put undue stress on yourself. You know, a few messages a day, respond every few hours or so. Doesn't have to be desperate, but you can be reasonable. It's like a nice balancing act. It's really just up to your discretion. It's like, and I hate to say it because it's like building up a sales lead. It's like a second job. Actually, fuck, it's actually a sales funnel too. Damn, it's like a bottom of the funnel. So the funnel thing is like, they just met you, right? They don't know you well. You move them through that funnel. Some will stay, some will fall off, and then you get them to the top of that funnel where they love you. Maybe. Damn, dating is just like a business kind of. If you really break it down and think about it. Not if you actively like, I'm going to put on a suit and tie, like metaphorically. Like, no, you put your best foot forward. You continue to court them and like try to get good favor with whoever. Because, you know, you just want to vibe with them. You know, just so they can be advocates for you. Because at the end of the day, you just want somebody to like you. It's really... That's business and that's relationships in general, huh? And if you add somebody online, you move them quickly through the funnel. You move them from like Instagram, you move them from Tinder, you move them straight to like Snap and to the WhatsApp. I hate Facebook more than life itself, but at the same time, use it, whatever. You move them through that funnel. Then you move them to like a phone number. Like you can be like, okay, well, we enjoy talking to each other. Let's swap a phone number or something like that. And then you move on to dates. You're just moving them through that. It sounds so... It takes the soul and the passion out of it, but when you break it down to the nuts and bolts, this is really what you're doing when you think about it. Now, all of this is important to the Tates because he has multiple, well, I don't know if this will be past tense or present tense, all things considered, but he, at the time of making his course, implies himself to have multiple girls and, you know, side pieces. One of the things he mentioned is you combining errands you have to run as dates with whichever person that you plan on going out with. And to be honest, I don't see why this couldn't apply to if you were trying to date guys too, regardless of gender. It's efficient, really. Not saying to take them to Walmart, though. None like that. I mean, I know you smart asses. Y'all are smart asses like me. But I know some of you may not like it, but I believe them. Like, they may be making the world worse. Well, not maybe, they actually are. They're mathematically making the world worse, and through their actions, but they know girls. They know people's consistent patterns. They know humans' consistent patterns in behavior and psychology, but mostly it's just girls. Let's be honest. That's what they're after. That's the product that they seek, as gross as that is. Now, you spend time with someone for a little and it's no big deal, and you don't show or have ulterior motives, then they're probably going to think, wow, that person's not like the others. And I think as long as you label it as a date, like if you really want it to be a date and you both agree that it's a date, that way don't get into the friend zone immediately. Unless you don't care about that, then it's whatever. Like with the errands thing, you can get like a coffee, get ice cream during the errands, like 20 minutes or so. No, let me get to your bed kind of thing. It makes you come off as really respectful, not clingy, not desperate. You're just super chill. And that's really how you should be. Like, don't get me wrong. Hormones is hormones. Trying to D up against hundreds of thousands of years of fuck it, do it, fuck it, do it, fuck it, is not an easy feat for a lot of us, for whatever reason. Like, I'm not gonna shame you because your monkey neurons is firing on all cylinders. That's not fair. That's fucked up to hit you for that. But even though the Tates are gonna be of a facade of genuine connection, if you can just make a genuine connection with somebody, just be chill, have a good time with them, let things progress naturally, see where it takes you. If you have something in mind that you want to ask for, then I don't see a personal problem with it. But just be chill with it. Don't just sit on your hands and knees and be like, I'm not going to do anything at all. If there's something that you want, you can casually suggest it. If not, oh well, just don't push it. It's like I said, all this is up to interpretation. You just pursue it at your leisure. Don't make it your life's end goal. And if you don't come off as clingy or desperate or whatever, then, you know, as they say, absence makes the heart grow fonder. So chances are, if they're digging you, if they feel you, if they vibe with you, if they click with you, then they're probably going to want you more as time goes on and they don't hear from you as much. They're going to be thinking more about you. The wild part of this is, since I'm having to bite the bullet and dive into this because I don't like to be biased to be like, everything somebody does is bad. Like, that's not fair. That removes abject thought from the equation. And I'm not the type of person to do that. I'm not the channel that does that kind of shit. But stuff like this sounds so much more reasonable than the regular dumbass level 1 red pill shit, like body counts and I do this and I do that. Look how cool I am, my dumb ass is. Like, it's so pointless to run that kind of hustle. That red pill shit is just, it's so corny. I'll admit it starts out from a fair, good place sometimes, but a lot of the times it just goes into dumbass la la land and talking all kinds of crazy. But really, the vast majority of this course is just simple time management. Like, don't be overbearing, don't be creepy, don't be possessive, just chill. Have other things going on in your life and it makes it so much easier. Develop other things to be going on in your life. And if someone lets you down, oh boy, I have a veteran status of being let down. I don't even want to get into that. But you've got several more people waiting in the wings. So a couple of letdowns is really not going to be a big deal if you talk to multiple people at once. The fact that this is helpful in that regard makes me actually mad, sad, smad. All right, we'll go with smad. Another thing that they talk about, or Tate talks about, or the Tristan one, not the most evil of the two, but the semi less evil. I don't know. Actually, I don't know how to rank their evilness, or for whatever reason they ended up this way in the first place. Who knows? Anyways, one of two. We'll do. No, I guess he would be 2 of 2 because the other one's kind of the leader. I don't fucking know. Anyways, I'm yapping. Let's speed this along. Regardless, TT. We'll call him TT. Nah, that fucking sounds stupid. Whatever. We'll still call him TT. So TT has a double booking strategy. You talk to 3 to 4 people in the same place at the same time, only in for like a party atmosphere. You invite multiple people out to a party place, people goofing off. No way you can really have an intimate conversation with anybody because the tinnitus is going to be blaring through the air. So that means loud ass music. They do optimal time management at the same time. They see you talking to a bunch of people. They aren't going to be possessive, mostly at least. You've just met them. So it's casual. It's chill. It's a chill environment. People are just meeting each other. Then you message a couple or like 4 or something like that, and you're talking to them and everyone else is doing it at the same time. Then they have like a club game or whatever. Like, my speed is Clubhouse games on the Nintendo Switch, not sponsored, but I can see how this thing works very well. People are insane. People really love insane social proofing to other people, to guys, girls. It really doesn't matter. It's like, damn, that person's with that person. What do they see in them? People tend to want what other people have. So if they see you in demand, then chances are you're going to be even further in demand. And if they see you surrounded by other perceivably attractive people, then guess what? Ooh, I want this person. This person's interesting, even though I don't know anything about them, even though they can have the personality of a burnt railroad spike. I want them because I see other hot people want them. So yeah, we still got them lizard brains. It's kind of wild. You know, Frieza really should be calling us monkeys rather than Saiyans. You know, even being ironic and racist, technically he would be right both ways, both in calling humans monkeys and calling Saiyans monkeys. But anyways, yeah, you can have a table set with girls or whoever, and you can talk to more than one. Like, damn, even if they shoot you down, oh, Guess I'll just saunter back to my hideout consisting of 3 to 4 to 5 other hot people. Depressingly brilliant. Like I said before, all this depends on your goals. Overall, I think the best way to approach this is to think about this not as necessarily a bad thing, but think of it like power. Some people see power as good, some people see power as bad. Power is technically neither, because it can be both. You can use it for objective good, you can use it for objective bad. It's not either one, it's not light nor dark, red or blue, or black or white. It's gray, it just is. When you think about power, what do you think about? The power to destroy, the power to heal, the power to create, the power to bring down, the power you use to run your water, the power you use to cook, the power you use to drive a vehicle, the power you use to get to and from work or to school or to home, the power to use to power your tablets, your laptops, your phones, your devices, all that stuff. The power you use to survive and live. The power you use to think. It just is. It's a force. And I think that's how you should approach this. Ultimately, the whole course is very simple. It's time management, which is its heavy emphasis on time management. It's understanding that your time is very valuable. Take it for granted or let others take it for granted. You put your finances first. You put your goals and aspirations first. You put taking care of you first before all else. Inviting multiple people to hang out saves you a lot of time. Doing things like quality time related and combining that with errands and whatever saves you a lot of time. If you aspire or you have any goals or anything in life, thinking about the fact that you can use connections to actually build up whatever you're trying to seek and pursue is a big thing that you actually need for life in and of itself. Whether you want to do a business, whether you want to do a career, whether you want to go to a trade, whether you want to do into a craftsmanship, whether you want to go into like, I want to be an artist, a singer, a dancer, whatever you want to like throw a dart at a board, chances are the stuff that you get from this, you can actually apply to that. You want to work your way up the corporate ladder, then well, get acquainted with people. You know, invite multiple people out from like different places or whatever within a company that you just want to hang out with, you know, be genuinely interested in them, hang out with them, you know, double book them, like, and you know, you just change a different way. You're not going on a date with them, but you're combining whatever stuff that you want to do with their interests with your interest, and you know, it works out. You can build more of a rapport with them and get in their good graces and so on and so forth. You're running them through that funnel like every which way. When you live in a society, chances are a very big chance it's all an optics thing. So in this regard, at least how they perceive it and how they convey it to you, you can invite multiple girlfriends out rather than just guy friends. Talk to you a lot of the time, but people don't really realize it. Being a guy kind of sucks. Anyways, being the social proof is off the charts. If multiple girls are together, that's what you should orchestrate rather than multiple guys. But if you want an after school special and just enjoy your friends out, then fuck it, just do that instead. I think that's very enjoyable. When you get past trying to seek a particular thing like the opposite sex or whatever, if you just go out and just enjoy the people that you're enjoying being around, I think infinitely over the long, well, I say infinitely, but I think over the long run, it's just better for you. This entire course is the worst person that you know made a really good point. It's the meme. A lot of the stuff is stuff that you probably already knew, but it really puts it in good perspective. So if you appreciated this video, hit that like button, subscribe. That definitely helps out a fuck ton. Super thanks are always welcome. And cash out for any particular requests. Links in the description. Let me know if you got something useful, and that's pretty much it. See ya.